What up? What is going down? Oh, I'm looking all up on the screen here. What do you guys think here? Easter egg boy with the blues. Got the Easter colors. No, this is temporary. This is just for maybe tonight, maybe next week. But Mel jacked my black background to set up her new podcast. So we're blaming Mel for the baby blues. But hey, baby blues, huh? What do you guys think? We're not keeping it. The black look way better. Well, what's going down? Who we got up in here? We got Adam. What up? What up? Anthony. Tommy Shea. What is going down? Evan. Mel. Jacob. What up? What up? Big Bird. Big Bird's a Jersey boy. Warner was filling me in last week. It's one of the homies. Zandon, what up, Zandon? Brian, what up, what up? Danny B, what up, what up? Warner's up in here again. Yeah, where's Big Feist? Big Feist is late to the show here. He's one of the first cats in here. Oh, here he is. Big Feist is jumping up in here. So what's going down, man? Chilling. We had a really good weekend, and not just good weekend, a good day today. So, we had the whole Moto Monday crew out on Sunday because basically we had our class scheduled for Saturday, May 17th. We got rain on Friday, and basically no way we could do the class on Saturday. So we pushed it to Sunday. And everyone that is already, let's see, I'm going to just give everybody a shout out right here. My homie Jacob, our boy, Moto Monday. Second class, he came out, was ripping it. Zandon, second class, was also crushing it. We had, dude, this might have been one of the funnest classes. We had some serious good dirt. Brian, boom, his second class too. So all three of these dudes were their second class. And Curtis, let's get Curtis up here real quick. Curtis is first class. So the whole Monday Moto crew, we lost one dude. We take 5 for the day, and because we had to switch it, we had a rider coming in from Nebraska, and they had a wrestling tournament on Sunday. So he ended up getting. He said, "Hey, I still want to come. Count me in for the May class." So we're gonna catch back up with him in May. But we had all the boys out, and like I said, we had some serious good dirt. It started off a little on the greasy side because of the rain, but all big bikes are all on 450s and 250s, and pushed off the grease, and the track went into like just perfect, and it was overcast for most of the day, and then the sun popped out in the afternoon, started to dry it out a little bit, but we basically had, I'm telling you, dude, we're motor dudes, we love dirt, and that's what I think, man, we had a good dirt, good crew. We found basically when we went out to just kind of kick off the grease, I'm always looking for because I'm like, yeah, we want to work on some ruts. That's fine. So I'm looking for one of the most difficult corners. Well, there's this corner way in the back of the track, the left-hander. I went through it. We did 3 laps to warm up. My first 2 laps, I messed it up both times. So right off the bat, I'm like, okay, that corner is difficult. That rut's hard. So that's one. So we had a nice, gnarly left-hand corner rut. Then we got a good right-hand corner rut that we worked on. So it worked out perfect because the 2 of the most difficult ruts on the corner, one was left and one was right, or on the track, worked out perfect. One was the left, one was the right. And then we started just talking about the track, the way the track links together, looked at some lines together, ran some lines. And it was cool because I was running them and what I was feeling they were seeing, we agreed on what was the fastest line through all these sections. So really feel like we got that track mapped out. And then we worked on, in the afternoon, we worked on the roller section. And then they had this pretty cool, it's kind of like they got a little small triple on the way in. It's like a dragon's back, and it kind of rollers going up the hill, and then you can triple off it if you want. Worked on that, and then did some starts, and then ended the day with just doing some, I call them drill laps, where we'll focus on one thing, do a lap, and just, because I'll tell, we're out there for 5 hours, and we go over everything, so it's really hard to try to remember everything we're talking about. So we'll do laps, 1 lap at a time, where we focus on one thing that we talked about throughout the day. And we did that, and then we're like, hey, let's open it up and ride. And we all stayed. I think we didn't even leave there till I think it was 4 when I got out there. So ended up staying for a little bit and pushing out some motos, and it was fun. And I gotta give a shout out to Jake's pops. Or Jacob's dad, Jake, he went out and rode on the with us at the end of the day, and he was ripping laps during our lunch break, and he was ripping, dude. It was pretty cool. He's out there on 125, and he was getting after it. So I think it's cool when you see father and son that both love moto, and Dad had some skills. I'm gonna give Dad some props. He was ripping, so it was pretty sweet to see Dad out there getting after it. But all right, I saw this pop up, but let's get a little. Adam with the super chat, throwing some love. Irvine, California, representing. Yes, sir. Hey, man, living the Cali life out there, huh? Doing it. Well, hey, thank you for being here every week. Thank you for the love, my brother. Appreciate it much. But, yeah, man, so here's the deal. Got done with the class. And, hey, little shout out to even just the Lord for just blessing us with the dry weather. Because I rolled up there so it rained Friday, and both Jacob and Zandon were at my last year's class that was at Grain Valley. That rained the night before, and it was kind of muddy. So it rained on Friday. I rolled out to the track Saturday night, and I'm like, man, I hope we could do this. And I'm sitting there, and there's this crazy dark cloud, and I'm like, ugh. And I already walked the track. It was like I knew it. I'm like, it's gonna be good, but it can't get no more rain. And it's straight black cloud in my vision, and I'm like, dude, if it rains anymore, it's done. So I was seriously like parked at the gate of the track before I left, just praying it up that we would get good weather, and we did. So little shout out to the Lord for the good weather, and it was kind of cool because I'm sitting there looking at this cloud praying, and Brian's texting me, and he's like, dude, I think it's going to miss us at the same time. So I'm like, hey, man, maybe God's answering my prayer because I'm praying right now. So, hey, I thought that was cool. And even when I got home, me and Mel were still like, hey, we're like looking at all the storms, making sure. Because it poured the whole way I drove home from Grain Valley to Leawood. It rained the whole time. So I'm like, I hope it's going the other way and not towards the track. And then we get home, and we're pulling up the radar. I'm not even lying. Grain Valley is like this little dot. And all the storms are seriously, if this is Grain Valley, they're going like this. They're coming like this, and then they go, whoop, and then one came, whoop, and we're, hey, I think that's cool, because I'm like, God's on my back. God had my back. Move the storms, so we had a good day of riding. So thank you, Lord, for the blessings. So good times, and but got home. I was planning on washing the bike today and just getting all my stuff cleaned up. And because there's another storm coming in, we're supposed to get snow tomorrow at some random, it's April, and it's been nice. And all of a sudden, now we're expecting snow tomorrow. I've been working with another rider, Brent, just started doing private lessons on him every Wednesday, once a week. We're working together. Well, we're scheduled to go on Wednesday. He hit me up today, and he's like, anyway, it's going to snow on Tuesday. It's probably going to be muddy Wednesday. Can we sneak it in? So I hit up the track owner and said, is it cool if I get out there today? So last minute decision, ended up going out. So I basically took my dirty bike, got some new gear, and went straight back out to the track today and spent another day working with him. And then literally got home, I was like wide open. Like went to the gym, got home from the gym, went to the track, got home from the track, washed my bike, got done washing my bike, ran upstairs, took a shower, ate food, and literally sat down and posted I'm doing this. So it's been a wide open day, but it's been a good day. Love doing what I get to do, man. I love moto, and that's what I drove home yesterday, and I was just so grateful we had such a good day. I just was thinking, like, man, those types of day make me just appreciate how much I love moto and love riding, because like just good sticky dirt and like a nice overcast day, not too hot, good group of guys just working on technique, working on just getting better at doing what we love. Like I was driving home literally like, man, I'm so grateful that I get to do this. I love it. Been doing it for how many years now? A long time, and I still get to do what I love and get to share it with others. So I'm blessed, and I'm grateful for days like yesterday and even today. I love riding. It just keeps me happy. So anyway, so good times, and we got to watch the races too. And come on, what our boy McAdoo, right? Can we give a shout out for the heart the dude has? But man, I've never seen anybody take such a beat in such a short little window. Like, think about this. Most dudes have a good get-off. Like, it's normal. You get get-offs. We ride moto. You're going to go down hard. But you usually get a good one, like maybe once a year, maybe every other year. You get, like, a really bad one. That dude had, like, 3 really bad ones in, like, a little window. Plus, he got cleaned out by Marchbanks, but I don't know what's up with that because that to me looks straight up like paybacks or something. So maybe something going on I don't know about, but dude, he straight cleaned him out like he was mad at him. So I thought that was a little dirty, but I don't know. What do you guys think? You think Marchbank came in a little aggressive? I think so. But anyway, I think the 250 class is probably a wrap at this point. I think Justin Cooper's going to win that, and it's looking like it's leaning towards Cooper Webb on the 450. Who knows? Who knows? Anything that's happened. But I was so bummed at what happened to Roxon because I really thought he had that one in the bag, and they're just having a little get off. Even though his get off could have been a lot worse, he got off good for that gnarly swap. He was able to land on his feet. But I think once he crashed, picked up his bike, threw off his rhythm. Maybe he got tired or something. But it to me, it looked like he didn't even try to, like, it looked like he just let him by. He, like, went way outside, and Cooper just cruised in, and then it didn't look like he fought back. So I was like, huh. So I don't know what really happened there, if he was tired or if he didn't know he was there or what the situation was. But how many times have we seen Cooper come back at the last minute of the race and pass Roxon? So I was just bummed because I want Roxon to win. But it is what it is, man. It's racing, and Cooper's a good rider, and hey, can't take nothing away from him. Dude's consistent, and he always comes in hot late. So he is looking like he has a really good chance of wrapping this championship up. So we'll see what happens here in the next. I think that we got 2 rounds left, and I don't know what you guys think. But other than that, anything. I'm working on the details for the May class. Was texting. So my goal is to do it at Adrenaline in Adrian, Missouri. Local track out here. Really good one. Haven't done a school there yet. But I was texting with the track owner today and just trying to work out the details of the date. So if I can get the green light that my date works with her dates, we're going to do it there. So I'll keep you guys posted, but that'll be the next class, the May class, coming up here really quick. And, yeah, man, other than that, let's dive in and see what's cracking. So if you're new here, thanks for being here. Everybody else, thank you all for being here week after week. This is Moto Mondays. We do it every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. And if you're new, the way we do it is, hey, we talk moto here. We hang out, we kick it, try to encourage each other, try to give each other good advice, talk about everything moto related, training, riding, body technique, body position, bike setup, whatever you got, throw it up. But the way I do it, just so I can catch your question from the comments, because everybody gets in here and starts talking and hanging out. This is like our online family in here every week. So everybody knows everybody because a lot of the same people in every week after week. But the way it goes is I'm looking for somebody that's thrown up a question. So if you got a question, throw it up so I can use that as an example here. So Nate's got one. Oh, wait. I thought that was a question. But I'll use it for example anyway. But see how Nate's got the question marks? Normally, when you got a question, just throw up the question marks. And that helps me know, like, hey, this is a question versus a comment. So that's just for the newbies if you're in here for the first time. And if you guys enjoy this, man, show some love. Give me a subscribe and a thumbs up and all that good stuff. So YouTube gives us some love. You know how the algorithm works. They got to push it out. If that's how it works on here. So anyway, so let's see. Oh, my God. I'm just reading comments now. McAdoo needs to learn how to stay on 2 wheels. Yeah, Warner's saying Marchbank did that to Hammaker at the beginning of the season. So maybe he's just aggressive. Yeah, so, hey, good little shout out here for Jake. It said, I'm feeling much better on those rougher ruts. So here's the deal. That's why when I went out there on the track, I was looking for the most difficult rut to ride. Because the deal is if you spend time riding the difficult stuff, all the ruts on the track aren't going to be like super difficult. There's going to be some fun ruts, going to be some easy ruts, and going to be some difficult ruts. So my goal as a coach is to go out on the track and find the most difficult one that I think's on the track, and then let's get into that thing and focus on that. So now we get comfortable on the difficult one, then we get to the easier ones, a little bit easier to cruise through them. So yeah, and ruts they're fun, but you got to get in them, you got to ride them, and you get comfortable in them with seat times, like anything, man. You just got to get out there and stay loose in those bad boys and flow with them. But I definitely saw an improvement. I was watching some of the clips and some of the videos that I had of you guys, and It's all about repetition. From the first few times, you guys could not stop dragging your feet, and it was pulling all you guys off balance. But by the time we left that rut, all of you guys were starting to pull off 1, 2, 3, a couple clean runs from there. It's all about knowing, like, hey, what's the mistake that's messing me up right now? It's my leg. So now I can focus on getting my leg up. Boom, once you guys got your leg up, you start ripping that thing. So really good to see, to be able to see that even as a coach, of watch on the sideline and see you guys where I see, like, okay, this is what's messing them up. Tell you guys are able to focus on that one little thing, make the adjustment, and then start hitting it clean. So super, super stoked to see that. All right, so let's see here. Hey, somebody's got wait, I got mail up here by accident. Wait, what is, I don't even know. Does my mopped count? What are you guys talking about? This must be someone, I don't even know. Mopped. Joseph, does my mopped count? What's he talking about? Is this a comment? Did I miss something? I just saw a question mark, so I popped it up. Or I saw a question mark. Yeah, so Mel's already on it. Let's see here. So Mel's popping the question. Have you decided where you're going to live? It says, me? What? Say mopped, it's moped. What? Oh. Hey, man. Moped mopped? I'll mop you up with the moped. You guys are dying. Hey, Scooter, what? Dude, it looked like mopped to me, dude. Hey, I'm glad I'm good entertainment for you guys. Hey, so Mel, are you asking me a real serious question here? What is this? Have I decided to live? I'm living with you. That's where we're at right now. We're here. Just messing with me. No, we don't know where we're here right now. We're in the Midwest. All right, so Mel's popping up. Let's get another bit. It says, how do you like your new bike that how do you like your new bike now that you've ridden it? Actually, I feel really comfortable. Hey, Mel, thanks for the questions. She's downstairs keeping it rolling here. No, it's good. Actually, the first day I rode it, I set it up like where I had the rebound in like I just kind of guessed and put it where I thought I was going to like it. And actually, come to my surprise, it wasn't the best speed to start. And I had my rebound in way too much, and it was real rigid on the track. So I went out the first, and I didn't mess with it. I set it, and I went out and rode. It was real dry when I got there that day. I got to the track late. So and I was kind of thinking, like, man, this thing feels rigid. It's like kind of beat me up through the rough corner. So my first impression was like, it wasn't as good as I was kind of thinking it was going to feel better, but it was just this minor little, that's what I'm saying, just learning your clickers and know how to make a little adjustment does make a difference. That's all I did. I went back home, and I actually counted the clickers, just see where everything was, and then decided to make some adjustments, and then went back out and rode it the second time, and it was like night and day. I'm like, dude, the bike corners, tracks, wasn't all rigid, felt awesome, and now I feel good on it. So felt really good yesterday on it, and I'm still going to fine-tune it. Like, I've really only rode it 3 times. I mean, I'm not even going to count today because I basically was just talking most of the time. I didn't really ride as much today, but I basically rode it 2 times. So each time that I ride it, I'm going to make a small little adjustments until I get it to where I feel like it's the best that it can be for being a bone stock bike. Like, it's stock suspension, stock everything. But I do like it, and I haven't done nothing to it. The only thing I'm going to do to it for right now, I'm going to put a mid pipe on it, and I'm going to ride it, and then I possibly might actually send the suspension out and just get an outdoor setting for it. But other than that, I'm not even going to change the gearing. I like it just the way it is. So stoked on the new 2021 450. It rips. Bone stock. All right, so Mel is clowning because I said moped. Does not look like mopped. All right. You guys are crying over here. Oh, that's too funny. Hey. That was my weak area in school. Reading, spelling, never was strong in that area. I'm like Twitch, dude. Can't spell nothing. Let's get Brian up here. It says, do you use a lot of back brake coming into the corner or mix? Use more front? I'd say I use my front as my, so I'm either 50-50 or 60-40, meaning I either applying both brakes at the same time about the same amount of pressure, or I might be a little bit heavier on the front and a little bit less on the back, unless I'm in sand. If I'm in sand, I'm going to switch and be way light on the front brake because it has a tendency to want to dart the front end. If you grab too much front brake in the sand, the front end just knifes into the sand and you dig the front end. So a lot lighter depending on the track conditions, if it's a looser track. But for the most part, the type of track we were riding yesterday, I was probably 50-50 to 60-40 all day. But the front brake is definitely you got to use both brakes. You can't just be, if you only use the back brake, you have one, you can't stop as fast. You got 4 ways to slow the bike down. You got your front brake, you got your rear brake, you got your gearbox, and then you can downshift. So you want to use all of them if you can. So if you're only using back brake, you're never going to be able to carry as much speed into the corner as you can with only back brake. And with back brake only, you could have the tendency of locking up the back brake, stalling the bike. You're not going to be able to get straight line braking to where the bike's going to want to pitch out and slide. So you can't just rely on the back brake. You gotta get on front and rear. And I like that. Like I said, I think you can stop way faster when you're using both brakes. But the front brake's, in my opinion, the dominant brake it's more effective in slowing down faster. And think about this. If you come into the corner and the front end's high, does the bike turn better when the front end's up or down? Down. So when you diving in with the front brake, what's it doing? It's diving the nose down. It's going to help that bike turn a lot easier. Front end high, it wants to ride over the berm out of the rut. Keep that thing tucked in, it turns. So front brake's going to help even tuck that front end so you get a nice quick little corner. So anyway, we'll work on we'll do some more. I normally do some braking drills, and I switched it up this past class and tried some other different drills. I've been mixing it up this year, doing different things, but I'm gonna make sure that I actually did them today with the guy I was working with. We ran out braking drills, but I'm gonna make sure to keep that one in there because I think that's just an important drill to have in all my classes. But at the same time, I'm trying to other stuff and want to be new and fresh and always have fun new stuff to do. So we're kind of switching it up a little bit this past weekend. All right, so Anthony P., have I ever rode with Vanilla Ice? I haven't, but I've met Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice came to our show, and I think it was in Tampa. I think he's a Florida dude. It was either Tampa or Miami. I can't remember which one, but he came to, I think it was the Tony Hawk tour. So he came to one of our shows when we were on the road doing that tour. So I got to meet him. I think might have a picture with him. I know I got a picture with Hulk Hogan. He came to the Tampa show. I remember that. He's from Tampa. But anyway, never rode with him, but I did have a chance to meet him. And he's a moto dude, a guy in the moto. He loves the moto. Let's see. Here's good Big Nate here. He says, what do you think about Ryan Hughes talking about wanting 450s gone and only 350s by 2025? Says that they are way too fast for anyone. I mean, I love my 450. I don't know. I love y'all got nothing but respect for Rhino. The dude's a beast. Been in the game forever. It's got an awesome background, but I love my 450 and I rode 350s and I like my 450 better, so I would have to disagree on him on that because I enjoy riding. I like the faster bike. I like being able to just cruise and get into it and jump everything easily. The 350, I got to work a little bit harder. The 250s, I got to work even harder. So I enjoy the big bike, but I understand maybe his angle. Like the bikes are fast and the riders are on they're so gnarly now. The level is so high. Guys are going so fast, so it does increase the risk having such fast bikes. So maybe that's the angle he's coming from. But I hope they don't do away with them because I enjoy my 450. But nothing but love for Rhino, dude. Dude, to be honest with you, I had pictures of the guy on my wall when I was growing up. Rhino, he's sick. So nothing but respect. When he was pro circuit, remember when Hughes rode for the Kawasaki pro circuit team? That's when I had him on my wall. And I actually got to race it. That's funny. I raced Hughes. I remember racing Hughes at what was the track? Man, I can't remember the national track. Was it Steel City? I think it was Steel City. I remember he yelled at me. I was in his way. He'd come up behind me just talking crap. Probably lapping me. But no, I remember. I think it was Steel City. Anyway, All right. Does the Husky have engine maps? So we got Warner here. Second show, hanging out with the boys. Does the Husky have engine mapping? Yes. So this year, it has. So basically, this year it has a standard 1 and 2 mapping that it's always had. But then now they have this new deal on the crossbar, and I haven't even looked into it and messed with it yet. But you can like download an app on your phone, and then you can mess with your mapping from your phone. But I haven't even messed with it. So they have a lot more mapping than last year's bike. So they added a whole new program. I just seriously haven't even. They gave me I asked the dude when I bought my bike, and I'm like, so what's up with this thing on the crossbar? How's this work? He didn't even know. He was like, man, I don't know, but here's the paperwork on it. And it gave me like a stack of papers like this. So I was like, oh, all right. So I haven't read it yet. So I need to kind of thumb through it and just kind of see what it's all about, and then maybe try it. But I normally just keep mine on like the aggressive map. As far as the standard one, I put it on the aggressive one and just ride it and leave it. But I definitely want to look into the new stuff, just see what's available now. So I'll definitely check that out. Big Feist here saying, how was those milkshakes? They suck, dude. So this milk, so Big Feist. So anybody knows me, I like sweets. I like sweets. I ain't gonna lie. Got a sweet tooth. There's this milkshake place that opened up the street from me. So basically, this spot used to be a dessert bar. And when I first moved to town, I got so out of shape. Living here, not having to go compete and being like, okay, I'm retired. There's a dessert bar up the street. I'm going to go get me some desserts. I used to roll up there. Mel used to be here at the house. I used to roll up there solo and get like an iced coffee and a cupcake and just sit outside and people watch and eat sweets. But Big Feist loved it too. Don't even act like, dude, every time you've been in town, you went to the dessert bar where he grubbing down. But anyway, they went out of business during COVID, but someone just reopened it, and they opened this milkshake bar, and these milkshakes are gourmet milkshakes. They're crazy looking. Like they have like 3 desserts. There's like a milkshake, but then there's a donut hanging out of it. I don't even know what it was. Like 3 to other. It's just like 3 desserts in one. Cupcake. Yeah, it was a cupcake and a donut. That's what was on mine. I had a milkshake, a cupcake, and a donut, and then a ton of whipped cream. Dude, this thing is $14. But dude, the donut was stale as hell, hard as the cupcake was dry, and I'm like thinking, the milkshake was good. I'll give them that, but everything else sucked. And I'm like, definitely, I haven't been back since, and don't plan on going back. And I'll be honest with you, I found a cookie spot that's way better. 2 new sweet spots opened up in the hood, and I've been there. Yeah, look, Mel's on me, asking about the cookie spot. Yep, she knows. I've been there, and these cookies are off the chart. So if you come to Leawood, Kansas, or if you're anywhere in the area, you want to come out to the hood, it's in Overland Park, because I live right on Leawood and Overland Park are just like Marietta and Temecula out in California. It's like the same town. They're right next to each other. But it's called Crumple Cookie. Go to Crumple Cookie off of 135th Street. You'll be hooked. Mess your program up, though, dude. Jack up your training program. But, man, it's good. So, anyway. All right, so we got Lauren up in here. What's up, Lauren? All right, here we go. Let's get Curtis up here. See Fake Feist laughing at He says, what gear were you in for the finish line at Grain Valley? Actually, I was in shift gear. Bad joke. If you guys caught that one from last week. Someone asked me a few weeks ago what gear I hit the ramp in, and I told them, they were like, what gear were you in when you hit the ramp on the 450? And I thought they were meaning when I switched. When I went from the 250 to the 450, that was my first thought. And I told him MSR because that was my MSR. But Curtis, I know where you're going. I think I jumped it in third. I came out on it because I was riding that whole section in third. So I hit that in third. All right. And then, so not much. I know there's not much room coming out of the corner. Kept having wheels spinning third. And second felt 2 revved out. Yep, I hit it in my bike. That's why I like the 450 because, dude, I can lug my bike and still crack it, and it goes, it barks. So that's why. But hey, think about this. I was running a 49. You had a 50 on because we did talk about gearing. We're there. So that second gear you're feeling revved out just could have been just that one tooth that you had. I have a 49 on, so I'm going to be able to pull. Actually, hold on. To be honest with you, third, I'm talking backwards right now. Third with a 50 should have pulled a little bit better. So, hey, I was hitting it in third with the 49 because it is. The thing about this, the bigger the rear sprocket, the shorter the gear. So if you have a 50 on, that means second's going to rev out. So that's why, this is what I'm getting at. That's why you're feeling the rev out in second. That's where I was going with it. So you in second with that 50, you would have felt so I wasn't talking back, actually. I was just getting twisted. You would have felt the rev faster than me because you do have the bigger sprocket. The 49 on my bike, even though I was still hitting in third, in second would have still, I would have had been able to go. My second would have felt longer than your second is where I was kind of going with that. But anyway, my bike was still pulling third because I jumped it in third. But you were basically coming out of the corner, third. The deal is with that corner, dude, because it is tight, it's right out of the corner. It's almost like you got to try to get through that corner with more momentum. And I seat balance it too, so that helps too. So I think that might be one of the main things. It's so tight to the corner, you got to sit down off that bad boy. But third, anyway, to answer your question. You see Feist clowning on the cookies. Oh, look, Mel's clowning too. Yep, I'm reading comments now, so I think it's funny. Honda has 3. Oh, so Warner's saying Honda has 3. So Warner just got a new Honda, and so he's saying he's got 3 map settings on the Honda. So that's he has. I don't know if you want to. It's 2 map settings plus they have traction control. But I don't even mess with the traction control. I leave it off. I don't do it on starts or nothing. I leave the bike straight up the way it is and just run it. Yeah. See, Curtis knows where it's at. He says, "Hey, is that dessert place the one in Prairie Fire?" Yep, that's the one, dude. Hey. But don't go there. Go to the cookie spot. So go straight across, go up one more shopping center to where the hen house is, and go to Crumple Cookie. Way better and way cheaper. Get a cookie there for like $3. $14 milkshake with some stale donut on it. Like I'm like, dude, if you're gonna start me $14, you better have some gourmet donuts. That donut was straight up felt like it came out of like some cheap thing, like a week old or something. Weak, dude. I was highly disappointed. Mel will tell you I was bummed because I was all hyped about going there, and I finally went. I kept thinking about it, and I actually tried to go there 2 times and it was shut. It was closed. And then I finally was like, made it there when it was open, and then it sucked. I was like, what a letdown, dude. All right, let's get Jesse up here. But yeah, it was kind of like Saturday night. I'm coming home from the race, or from the race, coming home from the class. Or no, Sunday. I'm driving home from class. The whole way I'm driving home, I'm starving, dude. Like, I had a little mini turkey sandwich and a couple bananas at the shack all day. And I'm driving home, and I'm like, hit Mel up. I'm like, she's like, I already ate. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I think I'm going to go Casey Joe's. I'm like, yo, hey, this is KC, man. We're known for barbecue. So I'm thinking about Casey Joe's the whole way home. I'm like, oh, I'm getting a pulled pork sandwich. I can't wait. Drove there, got home, rolled up, just nothing. The parking lot was empty. So, and you know how you were getting closer, and you're just like, oh no. As I was getting there, I'm like, it looks closed. Super bummed. So hey, maybe after we wrap up here tonight, I'm gonna be hitting up Casey Joe's, get me a pulled pork sandwich. Thinking about it for 2 days now. Definitely off the program, but good. Hey, slide it in. Hey, if you eat good 90% of the time, you can cheat 10%. I've been using that rule for 20 years now. You'll burn off the 10 if you got the 90s clean. All right, we got Jesse here. It says, is there a way you can get Deegan or Pastrana or Twitch on one of your Moto Mondays? And I'm not sure if I asked this, but do you have an MM tattoo? You're a legend, and you will always be part of the Militia. Metal Militia. All right, so we'll go first question. So, hey, here's the deal. I have someone cleared because I've been talking about this for too long, and we haven't got nobody on yet. Minus that we had Mel, we had Big Fights, we had Taka, but we're going to bring on guests. We're doing it. I got the green light on one dude. We just got to work out the date, and I'm not going to tell you who it is. It's a little surprise, and it's not someone we talked about, so it's not. You guys are gonna be like, who is it? Is it Twitch? But But I can definitely get on Deegan and Twitch. Pastrana will probably be hard because we know each other and respect each other and say hi to each other when we see her. But we don't. It's not like I call and text. Like these dudes, I call and text on a weekly basis. So these are easy. So these guys for sure. Pastrana, I would say most likely not. Like I wouldn't even feel comfortable hitting them up and saying, "Yo, you want to do my show?" Just because we're not that close. But anyway, we're not no hate or nothing. We're just not as close as friends as these guys. So anyway, yeah, these dudes for sure, they're definitely on my list. And do I have a Militia tattoo? And I do, in my armpits. Both of my armpits, can you see them? They got M's, both of them. So that's my Militia. Mel always says, no, that's her, because Mel's original initials before she married me were MM. Was Melissa Mickelson, so she always tries to say, hey, that's my initials, but originally that's Militia. It's just funny that I happen to marry a girl whose name was MM, her initials. But anyway, yeah. So, and shout out for the respect for being a part of the crew and stuff. Appreciate that. Good crew back in the day, man. We had a lot of fun together. Yeah, Big Fight said he's hitting the cookie spot up. But we will. This cookie spot, I've already been there. I'm not going to lie. My goal is to try every one they got. Let me just try them all and then figure out what the best one is. And they have like 6. They have 6 different ones. I think I've been there 3 times so far. And they're big dogs, too. They're legit. So, dangerous spot. Dangerous. Yeah, so see a lot of people here. I'm just seeing people comment 450s, love their 450s. Same thing. I think if we're just reverting back to what people like, I love my 450 too. I would hate to see them pull the 450 out of the lineup. They're too much fun. I love having a bike that makes it easy to jump everything. Because dude, yeah, got race roots, got moto roots, but dude, I've always loved to jump, and I will always have the jumping spirit in me. I just love to send it. It's fun. Like me and Warner, dude, like because we grew up, me and this dude right here, we grew up riding together, and we had a gravel pit right up the street from our house, and we motoed our butt off. Warner ripped too. Don't let it. This dude right here was bad. We battled it out. He beat me a lot of times. I beat him sometimes. We always had good battles. Dude was ripped, had a lot of skills, rode the pro class with me and everything. But we were always looking for jumps. Always, like we were fine. And he'd be like, yo, I got a new one, dude. And we would find these gnarly jumps in our gravel pit. And that was our fun, just to go find jumps. And that's why, when Moto Triple X came down, we took them to all our gravel pits and had that. I don't know if you guys remember the old Moto Triple X. I think it was the second one they came out, had a lot of our spots that we rode back home, and you saw those jumps were sick jumps. For back in the day, they were legit. So always love to send it, and that's why I think I enjoy being on a 450 so much, because it makes it easy to jump stuff. Anyway, yeah. So little respect, 2 heroes, Deegan and Faisst. Appreciate that, brother. All right, so there's a question here. Anthony P. He said, it's a pain trying to get certain parts, especially for my 97 CR250. What companies still make 2-strokes? KTM and Yamaha. I know Yamaha does. I'm almost positive. KTM does for sure. But Husky does too. You can get 2-stroke Huskies. You can get 2-stroke KTMs. I would probably assume that the Gas probably makes 2-strokes too, because it's basically a red Husky. I don't believe Honda does anymore. Yamaha, I'm not 100% sure if they're still. I know because Taka still rides Yamaha, but I don't know what year his bikes are. I don't know if his 2-strokes 2021s. I don't even know what they are. I'm not 100% sure. So great question. And if anybody knows the question, chime in on that, because I'm not 100% sure what Japanese manufacturers are still making Yamahas. I know the European companies are, or still making 2-strokes. Sorry. So if you guys know that, give some love and help Anthony out there. Oh no, downtown. Curtis is giving me some spots. Don't do it, dude. Don't do it. Little shout out from the homie. Yeah, I'm just reading comments. All right, maybe I need to stop reading comments and answer some questions. We'll run out of time here. It's cool, though, just to kind of see what you guys got talking and stuff. Wawa. Hey, yeah, so Big Bird is a Jersey boy, see? He knows Wawa, dude. He knows Wawa. You probably hang out with Big Feist there, huh? Big Feist is always there. It's his spot. Yeah, look. See, look, he's like Midwest. Look, Jacob's clowning me because he said Midwest rookie mistake because Casey Joe's. So obviously Casey Joe's. So it's probably like Chick-fil-A. Everybody knows Chick-fil-A ain't open on Sundays. I'm not from KC, and Casey Joe's is one of the hot spots for barbecue, and I rolled up on a Sunday thinking I was getting some, and the local boy's clowning. He's like, it's closed. Hey, you live and learn. Who would have thought? Because even I text Mel, and I'm like, I'm closed, and she's like, are you serious? Like, she couldn't believe it either. So it is what it is, dude. Oh, man. So that's not a question, but I see him talking about. All right, I'm way behind now. I see you guys are still talking about my armpits. I need to step up the game and get through so I keep up with you guys. All right, Jesse, would you and Deegan and Twitch ever do skits like back in the day? I feel like Deegan still does skits sometimes. You see him on there goofing around with his little snakeskin shoes on. So I think skits are funny, dude. It's fun filming those things, so I'm down. We could think of some funny stuff, but I feel like Deegan's still goofing around. He's always been just like a kind of guy that just likes to have fun and goof around. So we a little shout out here from Canada, the homie Spence. What up? What up? All right, so here we go. I missed if I missed your question, I just saw this. I missed this one. Tommy Shea. Has anybody ever ridden a Husenberg 450? Husenberg. What did Dangler used to ride one of those things? What was Dangler riding that one year? One of our buddies, we go out racing. He wasn't riding Huskies, was he? Was he on a Husenberg? What was he on? I know our buddy has switched. One of our other friends we go out with, who was faster than both of me and Warner, Dangler, ripped. And I remember he switched. He used to be Dangler was a Honda guy and a Cowie guy. Honda and Cowie for most of the time I remember riding with Joel. And then he switched. Did he ride one of these? I don't think I ever have. Any of you guys been on one of these? But I think my buddy, if it wasn't a Husky, then he must have been on a Husky because I know he was riding something outside of the common bikes you see a lot of guys on. So I don't know how those bikes are. What? Warner said he was on a Husky? All right. So he was on a Husky. All right. I knew he switched to something. It's been so long. Can't remember all the details. Yeah, so Warner's Alessi here. I think that's not Dangler. Deegan's his little character he plays. Alessi. Anthony P says, have you or anyone know or have had any experience with, what is it? I don't even know how to say that. I don't want to mess it up. I'll be like moped when it's mopped. Hey, I feel like this is a question. It's about carbs. Wait. All right, never mind. Dude, I'm so jacked up sometimes. I honestly thought this right here. So obviously this is a carburetor. This is how jacked up. I thought you were talking about carbs. I was about to say, yo, this is a question for Curtis because Curtis is a physical trainer. He's a fitness trainer. I was about to say, you need to hit Curtis up about these types of carbs. I'm so jacked up sometimes. But obviously it's a probably race carb. I have no experience with these. I don't even know how to say it. But you guys can probably read better than I can. So I don't personally. I'm on the it's probably a 2-stroke carb that you got a jet and everything. I just run the straight up fuel injected stock bad boy, and it's one thing I do enjoy about the 4-stroke seats these days is you don't have to jet them. You just put gas on them and go. Change the air filter, change the oil. It's so easy. Back in the day, you'd have to get your bike, get a pipe on it, get the jetting right, get the thing. I mean, not that the jetting's hard, but still you got to get it. If your bike ain't jetted right, you ever hear 2-strokes not jetted right? Sounds like crap. Just rich and just smoking. You got to get your two-stroke just hap, hap, hap. When they're jetted right, they sound bad. But when they're not, they sound like junk. So, but anyway, I do appreciate this, the gas and go. It's nice. Easy life. Hey, they're making them nicer and nicer. They're making them more 45 plus or 40 plus friendly for us old guys with the electric starts. That's another thing. Once you get to my age, you really enjoy electric starts because if you fall over and you're tired, you just pick it up and take off. I love that. Someone's saying bring coach back. Huddle up. This is funny that I just seen a skit on Instagram. I didn't even watch it because I wake up, like I have trouble sleeping through the night. So I'll wake up in the middle of the night all the time. So I need to go back to it. But I watched it, but I didn't get to hear it. But I know it's funny. And it was on the NFL app, and it was Will Ferrell playing a coach like a kind of like what I did. Because I did a football. That was like a football. It was like, what did they call that? The draft. It was like a draft skit. They doing the NFL draft skit. So if you guys follow some of you guys might have seen it if you follow NFL app or the NFL Instagram page. But I want to watch it again because it's probably pretty. His outfit was almost the same as mine too. So I'm like laying in bed and I'm like laughing, but I don't want to wake Mel up. So I couldn't turn it up and laugh too loud. But Will Ferrell's comedy. All right, so worst crash, MX Boys, CWB. What was my worst crash? Man, I've had some good ones through the years, but man, the worst, because sometimes you can think, man, that was a bad crash, and I got up. Because sometimes you automatically think your worst crash is the ones where you got broke off at, but then you're like, man, that one, I've had some bad ones where I was lucky enough to get up and walk away. So I'm trying to think what was probably the dirtiest one. Man, that's hard to pick because there's so many crashes. I've crashed a lot through my career. But if I would just to pick like injury wise, worst crash, I would definitely say my femur hurt the worst by far. And that crash was, I was at a Nuclear Cowboy tour in Ontario, California. So it happened to be like Ontario, California was our hometown show. Sucked that I crashed at the hometown show. I had all my friends there. I think my mom and dad were there. I think Big Feisst was there. Mom and dad were there for that one. But anyway, all the boys from town, everybody was at that show. And my karate instructor was there. Everybody. It sucked that I got hurt. I did I went to do a one-handed knack flip, and the way we do that, when you do a knack flip, one of the little secrets we learned as freestyles guy was to go down the first, shift up the second, but then leave your foot under the shifter, and it kind of was security that when you did your knack, that it kept your left foot on the foot peg from sliding out when you were upside down. And so I did a knack one-hander, but unfortunately, even though I was locked in, somehow, some way, that foot ended up sliding out from underneath that shifter, and I went into a one-handed double knack upside down, was able to get back to the bars, rotate the flip, but then I landed like I've kind of belly flopped onto the bike, and we're in this super tight. It was in a hockey arena, so like really, really tight. Short run up, short run out for the landing. So when I landed, both my feet were off the pegs, and I landed and whiskey and pinned it straight towards the hockey wall. And as I got closer to the hockey wall, I just grabbed my feet were off the pegs, so I couldn't get to the rear brake. I just grabbed a handful of front brake. But we're inside the arena on like Astro turf, like really sticky carpet stuff. Dude, I went into a nose manual and headed towards the wall in a nose manual. And basically, by the time I hit the wall, it ejected me into the stadium. I went into the bleachers, but my leg got pinched. My femur, my left leg got pinched in between the bike and the hockey. It basically hit the top of the hockey wall and shot me into the bleachers, and then I ragdolled back in. That one sucked just because of the wall. I think I've had probably some other dirty ones when I've just had to hit the mat straight up from – I know what another one was, and you guys might have seen this one. But anyway, that one sucked really bad. And the broken femur, it was the most painful thing, more painful than tearing my ACLs. I've done both of my shoulders as far as see how they are? Can you guys see those? I got jacked up collarbones on both sides. So I did both my shoulders, both my wrists, both my broke feet, everything, but mostly clean brakes. Another dirty crash that it might have hurt. I don't know if I can't say it hurt worse, but it definitely was dirty, and I rung my bell. Do you guys, it was in the No Fear video. Do you guys remember when I tried to flip? If you guys seen that video, what was the No Fear video? I can't remember the name of the No Fear video, but it was made by Troy Adamitis. I tried to flip the big ramp. It was my first time. I went out and just tried to send it in practice. Wasn't even the event. And I under-rotated, and they had me mic'd up. I under-rotated, and I bounced, and you see my head bounce off the ground, and you just hear me go, ugh. That one was gnarly. I think I did one of my shoulders on that one, too. But anyway, that one sucked. All right. So I probably could go through a bunch more because I got a lot, and none of them are fun. That's why I'll be on cruise control these days. Smooth. Just try to be smooth. And go home and chill. Eat cupcakes and drink $14 milkshakes. I'm just kidding. All right. Dang, dude, I can't believe it's already almost 8 o'clock. I'm jibber jabbering too much, dude. All right, let me. Yeah, if I missed your question, I just saw Mel say if I missed your question. Worst crash, so I just kind of touched on that one. I think worst crash. Oh, wait. Maybe that was the same question. He's drinking that drink again. What? Yeah. People are dying on here. Big Fight said that's why he was my mechanic. Question. I'm going to try to spin it right now because there's only like 8 minutes to go, and I don't want to take up your guy too much. I'm jibber jabbering. I'm answering too many details. Mel tells me, I got too many details. I like details. Tell me the details of the story. All right, question. Why are there not many tracks in Michigan? Man, I have no idea. Anybody know why Michigan doesn't have motocross tracks? I haven't spent much time in Michigan, to be honest with you, so I don't know why. I don't know. Good question, though. That sucks. You need to come south, bro. Come down south. There's more tracks. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people are always like, hey, do you like the Midwest versus Cali? You know, because everybody knows California is the hub. But I'm always like, yo, I still think California's probably, in my opinion, got better tracks. I would definitely say that. But I'm grateful. I'm like, yo, I got four public tracks where I live. And there's states like this. Like, this dude's up in Michigan. Like, yo, there's no tracks up here. So I'm grateful that I live in a place where I got 4 public tracks. They're not open all the time. It's not like Cali where you can go to a different track every day of the week. But still, we got 4 public tracks plus some private tracks. So I got options. So I'm grateful for that. So, like, there's other people in other states that are just, you know, they got to drive hours. I can get to all of those tracks within 45 minutes. So that's not bad at all. Not bad. Hours. Some people are like, yo, take me 3 hours to get to a track. I was researching before we moved. I pulled them all up. I had to make sure there was motor tracks here. I was like, dude, we're moving. There better be somewhere to ride. Got to ride. So we got Jess here. He says, I have a KTM 450, factory edition now, 37 years old. Will never ever ride to its potentials. What do you think about the new 350s? Love jumping, but I'm old and sacked out. 37 ain't that old, dude. Come on. I got way more years on you. Dude, I think the 350s are a super fun bike to ride. Like, I rode a 350 when I was out in Cali. Husky hooked me up with one. I think it was last year. I rode one, brand new one. And it's fun. I think it's fun because it just, in my opinion, it felt like a fast 250F. But it doesn't feel like a 450. You have to ride it more like a 250 than a 450 because my first 2 laps out there, I tried to ride it like my 450 and I came up short on everything. You got to get after it, but it's still fun. It's not over. Like, these 450s are gnarly. I know that. But I feel like if you're experienced, you can cruise a 450 and have fun on it. But I think it's a great bike. I definitely got no complaints on it. And I think it's a safe bike, easy bike to ride. For sure. And if you're one of those dudes where you're like the 250, you're like, I want more, but then you're like the 450's too much for me, then that's the bike to be on. Hit the 350 because it is that little happy medium middle ground, you know. But I'll be a 450 guy for the rest of my life. I love my 450. Have you ever been to Haspin Acres? I haven't. Where is Haspin Acres at? Is that a cool motocross track somewhere? Fill us in. Give us good huddle up. That was just for the boys there that have been around. Know that one. Shift. Yeah, shift lock. So this is it. Shift lock and knacks. Hey, and people do them just if you guys are trying to learn regular knacks. I know people that lock in on regular knacks just because there has been many people who have slipped off doing regular knacks and have wadded up. So it's not just for flips, but it started with flips, and then I think guys realized like, hey, I could do that upright and still safer. There was a lot of little tricks we did. We used to. I know some guys who do that for no-handed flips, but for most of the guys in the beginning, and I always did my no-hand flips like this. Twitch did his no-handed flips like this. We'd basically come off the lip, flip. You would take both of your feet, move them from the foot pegs, and lock them in underneath the foot pegs. So now you were latched on. So basically, you're on the bottom of the foot pegs, but if you were upside down, you'd be on the top. So now you latched in, dangling this way. To me, it felt way safer to be underneath my foot pegs when I was upside down, and then I would do a no-handed flip. So that was another little trick we learned, just because, dude, it's kind of sketchy to go upside down and just be pinching with your legs and try to let go of your bars. But when you moved your feet to go underneath your foot pegs and locked in, you felt like now you were dangling this way, but you were hanging on by it felt way safer. So that was another thing that we came up with when we were, you're always trying to find better ways to do stuff, and we all came up with that. I don't know who did that first, but I don't know who came up with that, but we all did it. I'm wondering, that's a good question. Who thought of that? I don't even remember. It's been too long. How did you guys find out about Lus when he got hurt? So the night Lus had passed, or he didn't pass away immediately, but the night he crashed, it had to be Deegan or Twitch would have probably been. I can't remember off the top of my head who had hit me up, but I remember getting the text. It was either Twitch or Deegan, because we're the three of us were super tight, or four of us, even Lus. Lus was the dude who came into the crew a little bit later than all of us, but he was the dude who clicked right off the bat. Like, me and Lus got so tight so fast that we felt like he felt just as the closest friend as Deegan and Twitch were to me, even though I knew him a lot less. But me and him, we just clicked. I feel he clicked with all of us. It wasn't just me. Like, Deegan had that relationship with him. Twitch had that relationship. We all just clicked. So it would have been one of those guys who had hit me up, and I just remembered, it was kind of along the lines like, hey, Lutz had crashed and it's not good. And then it was not long after that before he passed away. But sad, dude. It was sad. I remember when I was actually at Potter's house when he did pass away, because the lights are light. Man, is that Lus popping some lights over here? Talking about him, dude. He's trying to kick the lights on. But I remember because we all knew that it just what we knew like that it wasn't good. It was just, there was too much brain damage. His head was swollen up. It wasn't good, and it was just jacked. So I remember all of the boys who Deegan had flew down there, but the rest of us were all at Potter's house, and we just were there together to be together as friends. And dude, it was gnarly. Dude, made me sad just thinking about it. Man, missed that, dude. All right. Guys, got me choked up. All right. All right, let's get Riley up here. He said, speaking of old dudes, he said, have you seen Dane Canard killing? Is he? I didn't even know that. So Dane Canard, if you guys don't know who Dane Canard is, he was an Australian freestyle dude who ripped. Dane Canard ripped. He had like every single combo that was out there, and disappeared on us, and we didn't see him for years. So I guess he's back. I didn't know that, so good for him. You guys remember Luke Urek? He was probably my closest obviously the Americans clicked with the Australians. Australia was, because of Crusty Tour and all that stuff. The American riders, we had super, like, I got so many super close, tight Australian friends. But Luke was probably my closest first Australian friend, and he kind of disappeared for a little bit, but I was just wondering if you guys remember him, because Luke Urek was, dude, he's a legend. He was on the Militia with us. He was like our Australian Militia dude, and we love that dude. He used to come to my house and stay with me for like 6 months at a time. So I have just tons and tons and tons of good memories. Dude, the moto people come like your family. Like they come like your brothers. You tour around with these guys, you ride with these guys, you trained with these guys. They're like family to you, you know? They're lifelong friends, like me and Warner. Dude, we've been friends since we were in 4th grade. Like, the friendships, moto brings so many people together, and you don't lose contact with these people. Like, been friends with, you know, got friends all around the world that I met from traveling, and moto's awesome. It's cool. That's one of the things I love about that. It's a family sport, but it brings people together. It's so cool about that. All right, so let's see here. We'll wrap up. We're getting towards the end, and we're like a couple more. It says, love to hang out with you for a week. Have you ever done that with one of your fans? Can I be that fan? I've never hung out with a fan for a week, but I've done it for a day. Like, we've had times where we would do like win a day at the Militia compound. I did like a ride day at my house with Husqvarna, where we had people win like a free class, and they came, and we did a ride day, and we just basically taught all these beginners. It was 3 dudes, so it wasn't just one dude, but we had 3 guys win. Husqvarna brought out bikes. So we've done stuff like that. We've done a lot of stuff through the years with different fans, but never hung out for a week, but definitely for a day. We've always done day stuff. Anyway, we're wrapping it up here, so I want to give a shout out to Monroe. Just pin it, brother. Thanks for the super chat, love. And we got Joseph here with another, represent for Lust, man. Love that dude. He's seriously just like a brother, like I said. And I could just think of so many good memories, and I miss him, dude, for real. He says, let's see, we're going to wrap it up here. It's the last one. It says, is there a best used brand for 450 to get? Leaning towards Cowie because of your boy Twitch. Hey, I loved my Cowie, so I'm not gonna. I think you can't go wrong with a Cowie. I love my Cowie, and they do rip. So I think that's a good choice. I love my Husky. I loved my Honda. I think, dude, all the bikes these days are really, really good. I think it's pretty hard to get out there and have a. It's not like dude, everybody's kind of up on it. I think they're all good. So it's really your personal preference, what you feel most comfortable on, maybe who you like, you know, what color you want to be. Like, you want to be like what color bike you want to ride, what's going to match your gear, maybe where you get the best deal from the local shop. Some of them are more expensive than others. So, you know, a lot of different reasons of why you might buy different things, but it's really up to you at the end of the day. But I think if you went with a Cowie, it's not a bad move. I definitely loved mine. For sure. It ripped. Bone stock. All I did was put a PC pipe on it, and the thing straight up barked. It was mean. And it handled good. So, anyway. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Again, much love to you guys. Appreciate you guys being here every week. So, show some love with the thumbs up. Leave a comment. If I missed your question this week, throw it up during the week. I'll try to hit back. I've been slacking on that, dude. I'll be honest. I've been slacking on getting back to comments, but I try to do it. That's sometimes when so if you see me respond at like 3 in the morning, it ain't because I'm out partying. It's because I woke up in the middle of the night and I can't sleep. So I'll sometimes try to do it when I'm in bed, but I need to get back on that. So thanks again, man. If you have not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We'll be back next week, and much love, and we'll see you guys soon, man. Peace. And I can't see how to shut it off.